What is up, everybody? I am Bryce's right. With me, I have Frank, no gaming / no streaming / no Sosa.
Oh,
Down throw, up air. You're in Hitstun. Welcome to the third
oh,
episode of the Hitstun podcast. Today, we are bringing some more talks, some more speeches about Nick All-Star Brawl, and some other stuff about future games. All-Star Brawl, though, good launch.
man. I feel like this is a great first week, or say first week. About the
Pretty
time this
much.
airs, I guess it'll be first week. Yeah. At the time of recording, first 3 days have gone very, very well. The game is fun, man. The game is a lot of fun. High paced, zany, lot of fun to watch. There are some slight issues, some
Yeah.
small kinks that need to be worked out, but for the most part, this is a solid product. It's a great game. One issue in particular, off rip, that I have to address. Hopefully, by the time this video is uploaded, they've already gotten this out. But every time I try to play the game, like I don't know if it's my GPU or what, but it just kind of runs like it's going through Jello. Everything moves at like 60% to 3/4 speed. And I played against Bryce, and he's experienced it as well. He's seen it in action, live and in
Right.
person. I don't like playing the game through Jello, but it's still a fun game regardless.
Yeah.
People out there who are playing like that in rank, shame on you.
Yeah, we've run into people who have the same issue as Frank, but in online competitive play, and it's impossible. I was preaching on this. If you go to my Twitch stream, you'll see I'm sitting there just screaming, just like, you shouldn't be playing competitive online. You need to go back to Weenie Hut Jr. Stop using this Starbucks Wi-Fi from 2 blocks away. Stuff like that. But
Right.
we're talking about the negative stuff. I'm gonna give them a little bit of a good, bad, good sandwich. The game,
Okay.
it is fantastic. It's really fun. You said really fast paced and really entertaining to watch, even if you're not playing it. The fact that there's so many iconic characters and a bunch of like big names are getting into it and immediately finding out a bunch of tech. I think it was like the drop cancel tech. I found out
Yeah.
today. You sent that.
Mhm.
It was a Reddit thread, drop cancel tech, where you can cancel your knockback and essentially air dodge to basically live at percents where you shouldn't be. There's already tech being discovered. We talked about that previously. The characters are fun. They're unique. There's a few moves that are straight from Smash Bros. But what are you gonna do? We said it before. Super fine if they just take moves from Smash Bros.
Absolutely. They're there. Why not? I'm not just saying, hey, something exists. Go copy that. But like,
But if it makes
for
sense,
a situation like this, it does. It does. Leonardo just has half of Marth's kit, but it fits. It's not
Marth,
like,
Blink. But again, then there's unique characters. You have Toph, completely unique. I cannot think of another character like Toph.
who
Powdered
plays
Toast
like
Man,
Cat Dog,
Cat Dog with the large dog and the up dog.
and plus Nair's to hit both sides,
Yeah.
Sayers to hit both sides, Up Dog. Like, who plays like Cat Dog in any Smash game?
Yeah,
I mean,
there are a ton of unique things about it. I think one of the biggest things for me is just the fact that each character is unique enough. Like, I can't think of a character that's really samey. Like Smash, even in its early days, even in the first iteration in 64, had Mario and Luigi.
yeah.
And they were the same character. I'm saying that, and then all of a sudden my mind is just like doubting it. Like, wait, did they have Mario and Luigi? Yes, I'm pretty sure they had Mario and Luigi.
I think Luigi was like a hidden character you had to unlock later on.
Yeah, but he was there. I know.
I'm pretty sure. I know he was in Melee, but
yeah, for sure. And then
that
Fox
doesn't mean
Falco,
anything.
Ganondorf,
Yeah.
Captain Falcon, a lot of samey stuff. Nothing like this in Nick yet.
I'm trying to think, are there any characters that actually feel the same? And I'm having a hard time finding, like,
No,
no.
there's characters that have similar play styles, like
Right.
Oblina and
Aang.
Aang are just big aerial, big combo, fast characters. Kind of samey to Leo and Cat Dog because they're similar, but they also have differences. Like Cat Dog can.
I don't feel like Leo feels like Cat Dog at all.
I think. Well, I was saying like Cat Dog kind of feels like similar to like Aang and Oblina in that he really likes aerials,
Oh
and
yeah.
and then Leo feels similar to them, but not Cat Dog in that he also is like big on aerials. Like he gets you in the air, and all of a sudden he just shoop shoop shoop, just over and over.
hmm but yeah, like you said, the characters are all unique in their own way. Because that's what unique means. Shut up. Um,
But like we said, there are some annoying things. Online,
mhm.
I don't know if the netcode is as good as it should or could be because there are a lot of players, and maybe it's just the players' fault who are playing with bad internet. It's a new game, there's a lot of players. But I've run into a lot of people online that have a bad connection when they play these fast characters. The animations aren't great enough to be able to tell like when that person jumps in the air and does their nair, what I see is they're standing there and then all of a sudden they're hitting me. And sometimes I get a little frustrated.
Yeah, you got to. And that's a great point that you made. We can tie that into something we had said earlier. I don't remember if it was last week or the week before, but just the whole cohesion versus competition with Smash. Right now, let's just be honest, it doesn't seem like they're ready to be a direct competitor to Smash right this second,
Yeah.
today, at the time of recording this. That's not to say that that door is shut by any means. That's just saying it doesn't seem like it's quite there right now, but they are making the right strides in that they are pushing towards more cohesion. They're using Smash's name, as as Bryce had previously said, to get their own name out there. They're at the big Smash events. They're hosting tournaments, and a lot of Smash players in the Smash community are meshing well with this game, and that is a great sign for this game moving forward because you get the support of the Smash community, and then you start getting possibly the players from the Smash community,
Right.
some of the sponsors of the Smash community, some of the
Yeah.
perks and frills and bells and whistles and what have you.
And we've already seen that with not just tournaments. We'll talk about that in a minute, but we've seen to list some specific players. Mango, one of the biggest Smash Melee streamers, is a SpongeBob main, and he said he's going to be playing this game for at least a few weeks. He said he likes it. He wants to enter tournaments. He hasn't entered one yet, from what I've seen, but he said he wants to enter one soon. Void, big Ultimate and Smash 4 player. Leffen, Armada, both Melee, getting into it. Even recently, the number one Rivals player won a tournament. We'll talk about that again in a minute. So Rivals of Ether is getting into it. All of these platform fighter Smash players are getting into this game, and that's enough just to boost it on Twitch. It's doing great. It was at one point the top 5, top 10 most viewed game on Twitch, and that's great. It is hard to break into that unless you are a good game. We've seen games we're going to be talking about later haven't even broken into that. So that is a good sign, on top of the fact that the views for the tournaments and the response to the tournaments has been outstanding.
A lot of the community has really been enjoying what they've been seeing, and I feel like that includes us, right? Like we were sitting here watching the finals of Hungry Box's tournament, just going crazy, and you'll see why in just a few moments. We're gonna flip over to that footage, but like, just the tournament scene, high level competitive play in this game is very, very exciting. It's so crazy to watch some of the stuff that these players, some of the decisions they're able to make in split seconds is just so impressive and so satisfying, even from a viewing standpoint, right? Like just knowing the skill that it takes to pull that off.
And we're pretty casual about it when it comes to like at a play level. In terms of what we can accomplish, we are not anywhere near them, but being able to see it and we can recognize what they're doing. Something that concerning that, actually, this is something Leffen brought up on Twitter, is the APM in this game is it is fast. You are inputting so many commands so quickly. Every time with pro players, they do aerials. Usually they immediately follow it up with a dodge or a dash. So you see them short hop, nair, dodge, and then they do that, like 2 of those in a split second. And so that's something that's concerning with the lack of being able to edit your control scheme. You can, but it's kind of limited. There needs to be a little bit better adjustment on that, and we talked about that. We also saw Thaddeus, one of the main representatives for Nick All-Stars, kind of the main community correspondent, has been saying that there's potential for that, and a lot of updates that the community has been requesting, including voice acting, new stages. He talked about DLC,
He's confirmed alt skins and different character colors.
Yeah, which is all things that people saw that there were no alt colors.
Man, they
Whoo!
was upset, and for good reason. To be honest,
Yeah.
it's so hard to to distinguish. Whenever you're online or whenever you're playing with your friends, and you get 4 reptars and
Yeah.
4 cat dogs. It's good luck.
Yeah. Speaking on that, before we get into the tournaments, which we're about to talk about, in general, the character balance in this game isn't bad. There's a lot of characters who really fill up that mid tier, which is good for the most part, until you consider the characters that are at the top are few, and they are exceedingly higher than the middle of the pack. You got Reptar, who we saw won the very first tournament. That was the Panda Invitational, but we'll talk about that later. Reptar, really good. April O'Neil, really good. Aang, really good.
5. Yeah, Aang is really good. Oblina, really good.
Leonardo.
And I gotta be honest, at the risk of throwing my own man under the bus, Cat Dog's pretty fucking good, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially with Big Dog. You could win a match using only Big Dog. If you use 4 Big Dog and up Big Dog, you could win a match.
Yeah.
Guaranteed. There's no question in my mind.
So there's a little bit of balancing issues, but they're gonna get on it. They've already talked about that there are going to be updates for this game. It's going to be supported for a while, and I'm sure they're going to look at a lot of these characters like Reptar with his down special that does 30% and combos into itself. I mean, normally that wouldn't be a problem for a heavy character, but heavies don't matter as much in this game. That means is they live longer and they're a little bit easier to combo, but they are just as fast.
Yeah, Reptar is Reptar is something.
Sorry, that's a little bit of Frank's trauma coming out. This playing game. He had a That's So Raven style flash forward to the next time he got whooped by a Reptar.
It's not fun, man. No, I mean the game is fun, obviously, but playing against those Reptars.
And Leos too. I'm calling out you, Leos too. Stop doing aerials to me, please. I'm tired of getting jungled. I'm tired of getting juggled for so long.
Hey, we can't leave Danny out of this.
Yeah,
Danny's pretty solid about just juggling your entire existence off once he gets you going.
Right.
Don't think it goes unnoticed.
Luckily, I don't need to throw my main under the bus because most people agree that Sandy is pretty mid-tier. She's got a few good moves. Lasso, pretty good, seeing how it combos into stuff really easily. But other than that, I'm fine. Hopefully she doesn't get nerfed. That'd be weird.
I like how she just straight up has Scorpions get over here. Just
it's so fast.
Smash.
If you get hit by that, there's no reaction once you get hit. There might be a way
I'm getting spiked.
You have to be fast to be able to tech that joint.
Yes.
But it is seriously it's good. I think
you said there's move. You said there's a lot of characters in that mid tier. I'm kind of thinking there's a lot more in a higher mid, so an A tier. I feel like there's a pretty solid A tier as well. Toph fills in that A tier pretty well.
I've seen people saying Toph is low tier. I've seen a lot of people saying that Toph is bad.
Have they seen the people who just launch up and then make a platform at the top and just sit off stage? Because I know that's gonna get patched out and they're gonna have to learn to play the game. But for right now, that's horrifying.
Yeah, it's annoying for sure. But as a character, other than exploits, I personally still have a tough time against some Tophs. But I feel like it's more 60-40 my favor when I fight them. I can see that as opposed to when I fight an Aang, or I have a problem with Oblinas.
Yeah.
Dude. When Oblinas, and I seen Oblina, I instantly am like, is it worth it to keep playing this? Do I just shut off my PC right now?
If they land on rooftop, then no, it's not worth it.
That's another thing. There's only 4 competitively viable maps. There is Jellyfish Fields, Harmonic Convergence, the Zim map, I forget what that's called.
It's called the Urkin Invasion, I think.
Yes, and then Rooftop Rumble. The issue is only 3 of those work because Rooftop Rumble there is a bug where if you're playing it online, it automatically makes the game lag regardless of connection. Your game will lag. I don't know what exactly it is about it. I don't know if they have addressed that actually. But that's an issue when you want to be able to play competitively and there's only 4 viable maps. That's a little bit annoying that there's only 4, because there's some maps that do not need to be in there. The Ren and Stimpy map, Pokey Floats, get that out. Who made that?
Noki floats. Oh man, it is. It's Pokey Floats that's angry.
Yeah, if it hated you, it's Pokey Floats. If they had a grudge, we don't need that one in there.
Nah, I'm good on that.
I'm fine keeping Powdered Toast Man's map in there because that one's just
I would
funny.
really like it. I would like it if they could find a way to make that competitive, but like obviously, the only way to do that is to like cut off half the stage. You'd have to do in between the bowl and the frying pan, I would think, and even then you got the toaster.
Yeah.
So I guess any map with stage hazards isn't viable for competitive, but I love the stage hazards on Powdered Toast Man's map.
It's awesome. And I think like hosting, like, because Smash has a lot of like side events or just goofy events they'll do where like it's play on like garbage maps. That's a fun thing. It's like, okay, yeah, we're gonna do an Iron Man for like some of the biggest players in the world. For some, I don't know, like charity events do a lot of goofy events like that. Do a charity event where they do an Iron Man on that stage. That'd be hilarious.
That'd be fun. Yes. Or on Poke Floats.
Or no, God, I don't want to see Poke Floats ever.
That probably wouldn't be as fun. But yeah, no, there's a lot of good stuff that they could roll out as far as community goob events. You could, think about how much fun it'd be to watch a tournament on Glove World.
Yeah, God, I want to see
it'd be stressful. I
want
say
to see
fun,
some roller coaster combos. There's another big event that happens at like Super Smash Con is the combo tournament. That's really like always fun to watch. With some of these stage hazards, combos could be awesome if they could get like the timing on that. I know there are no items, there's no like assist trophies or anything like that. That's something that hopefully could be added either in an update, that'd have to be a major update, or a follow-up game, because that's also a big part of combo tournaments. Like they have like they spawn like 16 different items in practice mode, set them up, and like we talked about it before, the Rube Goldberg setup.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden they get something crazy going. Those are always worth watching. Speaking of Rube Goldberg machine, if you haven't seen it, make sure you go check out our video on what your main says about you. A little self-plug right there.
Link in the description.
Yes, sir.
We'll work on you.
But I think that we are ready to talk about some of the tournaments. We already talked about the cohesion they've been having with the Smash community. And with that came tournaments on day one. The very first thing we saw was the Panda Global Invitational that had notable players like Ludwig, Connor Eats Pants, Critical, big names. They had Jade Animations and stuff like that. Some good games, but none of these players I would consider like pro or at an incredibly high level. The winner of that was Connor Eats Pants, though.
He won it, and he beat the hell out of us. There's no question. But I didn't see anything from that tournament that made me go, what? Like, wait, you pulled off what? Because, let's be honest. He was using Reptar, and he used Reptar to his full potential and was like, yo, hang on. My down special does 30 damage every time?
Staling.
Okay.
Yeah. And so he won that, and it was fun to watch. Nothing was crazy. They weren't pros, but it was fun. And it's awesome that Panda Global is hosting that in the first place, because if they get more involved in that, you can go see the VOD on the entire VOD. It's only like 4 or 5 hours on YouTube, by the way. Go check it out. But if they keep staying involved, Panda Global is a really big Smash organization. If they signed players specifically for Nick All-Stars, that'd be great. That's something we didn't think about before this. Is I don't think there are any sponsor players yet specifically to play Nick All-Stars. I don't know if there will be.
That's a good question, and it's one that I don't think we can, answer at this time because we don't know what the future of this game is going to look like. We don't know how support's going to be 6 months down the road. We don't know how the game's going to evolve 6 months down the road. I have high hopes,
Yeah.
and I feel like we're already off to a good start. As I have previously mentioned, we're on day 3 at the time of recording this, and there's already been a hot fix to get rid of some of the exploits. So that's a fantastic sign. They're wanting to constantly improve this game, and they're showing that they care about it. They don't want to let it die. And that's also, to your point, Panda Global is also showing that they have an interest in this game. If they're on day 1 hosting tournaments, grabbing some of those people from that Smash audience, I love that everybody's like, hey, there's no misconceptions about what this is. This is another platform fighter. This is going to fill the same niche as, well, not the same niche, but it's going to fill a similar niche as Smash.
Yeah.
They're going to operate in the same space. So let's get out ahead of it. Let's help usher them in instead of trying to gatekeep them or keep them out of that. And I think that just is great for the future of this game and for platform fighters in general.
Yeah.
Still holding out hope for that Cartoon Network All-Star Brawl. So
yeah, no, listen. If Nickelodeon is just the opening of the floodgates, even then, that's fine. Because I would love to see more platform fighters. We see plenty of 2D fighters similar to Street Fighter and stuff like that come out. And a lot of them aren't great. Platform fighters are few and far between. And a lot of them are really unique. But if we could see more big budget studios or brands, Nickelodeon obviously being a massive brand, come out with their own versions, that'd be great.
Definitely.
So one thing, let's go ahead and take a look. Hungrybox hosted his own tournament. He's been hosting something called the Juice Box. This is the 53rd installment from what I understand, and this is exclusively for Nick All-Star Brawl. This one had a few notable players like Void, Plup. But let's go ahead and take a look at some of this footage.
Let's roll this beautiful bean footage because holy smokes, there was some nonsense going on here. All right, but yeah, we see right here things are evened up at 2 stocks, and Leo's got some pretty sick spikes. We realized that watching this.
And you can see, we talked about the APM. Look just how fast they're moving. Like whenever they're like on stage doing combos. I mean, again, look at Thunder. Thunder's Reign. I don't know how many people had really heard of him before this. I know I hadn't at all. But he really came through. This is grand finals after a reset. HBox getting literally the most hype. That's his brand. That man gets hype.
Yeah, but even then, that notwithstanding, just the fact, like, look how, like you were saying, how fast he can get these short hop nairs off and just rack up 50%. Like, even if you didn't know who Thunder's Reign was before this game, which I didn't.
That you're about to see here in a second.
Insane.
Recoveries are great. Aang has crazy mix-ups. And then this combo is what gave Void the game back. The speed and intelligence required to be able to pull off a combo like that is insane.
Yes, I tried it. It didn't work. It was painful.
This is entirely Thunder's game to lose.
Yes, because Thunder had him dead to rights. He was up like what? 3-4 to 2 at one point. I don't know. He had a pretty good lead, and then as we saw, Void just refused to take that L. And like you said, that insane little flurry of just air attacks that he hit on that man.
Yeah.
It was something else, a sight to behold for sure. Everybody on screen is live right now. I got hype again watching it. Like
I was gonna say, Void's roommates came in and just started like bouncing with him. That was awesome. You may have seen on screen Thaddeus was in a Discord call with HBox, talking about this while it happened. It's an incredible thing because like we were talking about the first Panda tournament, it was fine. It was fun to watch. That is pro level gameplay. People have been saying Void is the best player in the world, and I can't argue with it.
I was about to say, after you watch that, how do you argue it? I mean, how? He's like crazy. We said, yeah, he's crazy. That's really it. That's all I was going to say. It was going to be much more long-winded.
And even then, Thunders didn't do badly. Thunders
very
notably did great, being able to reset grand finals against Void, who I believe came from winners, running I believe, I don't remember if that was best of 5 there. Yes, because if we go back, it shows the score
Yeah,
at
it
the
was
top.
best of 5.
It was, yeah. So running full sets, 10 games against each other is insane.
Sheesh.
Just listen, go watch the game. Go watch the game.
Go watch
There
the
are people streaming
game,
it.
man. This whole
Go watch the VOD. Hungrybox uploaded a lot of the games in the tournament. Go watch it, especially if you're interested in playing competitively. You need to see how these people play.
because you might have some second thoughts.
Yeah. Oh. Void is actually putting 17 inputs per second in his controller. Okay, yeah. I'm gonna go play League of Legends.
Yeah. Let me go see what Smite talking about.
Yeah. What's Viva Pinata talking about these days?
Man, y'all remember Skate 3? Let me no, my thumbs are still too broken.
Oh man. Other than that, there's been a few other tournaments. There's small tournaments. In fact, we talked about it before. Is the tournament today, the 9th?
The 9th, yes.
Yeah, okay, so there's actually a tournament. It's gonna be before this video releases, but there's a tournament me and Frank are competing in.
No, I'm not competing. I'm going out of town for work. Remember?
Oh yeah. Okay, I am competing in. That is being hosted by our friend Stadium Beats. Link is in the description from the last video, but you know, it's too late at this point. Other than that, all those small tournaments, there was a relatively big tournament that was hosted by HeartSwap TV, who are big Smash streamers. They hosted the Wave Slime Invitational that had players like HBox, Meister, Plup, Toph, Fatality, Zane, and Wadi, all big names from the Smash community, Melee and Ultimate and 4. But even with all those names, the person who won it was the #1 Rivals of Ether player, Full Stream.
Really?
Yeah. So seeing people come from other platform fighters, we talked about this just a minute ago, other than Smash, and being able to perform well, it is great to see for the game. Being able to just grab all these people from, you know, the same genre and kind of mesh them together. That's what this game is really doing.
Mm-hmm. And as we just saw with Thunders, like even though he didn't get the dub in that tournament, you don't have to be one of the old gods to succeed. You know, it's not just all the established Melee pros who are winning all of these tournaments. We're seeing a lot of the established Melee pros entering these tournaments, but that's just, you know, good name value and good publicity. But like I said, it doesn't matter. You know, if you're good at the game, you're good at the game. You don't have to be somebody who's been doing this for 40 years, you know, and that's just an encouraging sight to see, because that's going to bring, I think, an influx of new talent into the community and into the competitive platform fighter, you know, scene. Yeah. So, you know, anything that helps grow the community, in my opinion, is always a net positive.
Yeah, for sure. But really, that's all we have to talk about Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl. There's a lot of stuff that we're looking forward to. There were some leaks that we won't get into right now. We'll save that for the future, because seems to be like there's going to be more here coming up. So we'll talk about that in the next episode. But what we do want to talk about is some other future games that are going to be coming out that we got some mixed opinions about.
Yeah, the upcoming games at this point is a bit of a mixed bag. We'll say that.
Yeah.
Where do we want to start with this? Do we want to start with
DS?
The good, the bad, or the ugly?
Let's start with DS.
DS.
Demon Slayer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Nintendo DS. No.
So starting with the ugly.
We're starting with the potential ugly. I'm not holding my breath or holding out any hope for this. Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba. I'm sorry for messing that up.
Kimetsu no Yaiba.
Yeah, the Hinokami Chronicles is going to be coming out this year. Pretty soon.
Couple weeks. I had the date. Give me a second.
Yeah, if you want to pull the date up, that's going to be coming out soon. The
15th, next week.
Oh, it's okay. So it's coming out when? Okay, in probably 4 days from when this video comes out. If you're watching this the day of release, 4 days till it comes out. You're gonna have to look out for that. I wouldn't say pre-order it personally because it looks like an anime fighting game.
And listen, that's I'm gonna get. Where do I start? This is a large beast to tame
Yeah.
or to attack. All right, so we'll start from the beginning. We'll start from the good. I expect this to be another CC2 game, another CyberConnect 2 game, and what they usually do very well is they do great story modes. They'll give you, I say great story modes. They'll give you a retelling of the anime that is based upon, and they'll do so with beautiful cutscenes. They might add a little, more detail or like a couple of extra wrinkles here and there, but there's never really any good like retellings. I never feel like they do anything major
Yeah.
with these, which I guess you don't want to do too much,
I disagree. I think if you have the freedom to make a game, you need to be able to go crazy on it with like Budokai Tenkaichi 3 What If Saga style joints. I want you to
I'd
be
be
telling
cool
me
if they did
all
a whole bunch
kinds
of
of
what
crazy
ifs.
stories.
Yeah, just because like if I'm playing the Demon Slayer game, I've probably seen season 1 of Demon Slayer.
Yeah.
I don't need to play season 1 of Demon Slayer, do I?
Like
I
you
mean,
can, but it shouldn't they shouldn't have
that shouldn't
such
be
a
the
big
only thing.
focus. Like it needs to be like, okay, they need to treat this like, people have watched this. Here's that, but then here is extra stuff to go along with it.
Right. But the thing is, that's where they're gonna put all their resources. So the multiplayer is gonna be almost an afterthought. I'm not even gonna say an afterthought. It's gonna be another Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm copy paste. At least that's what my opinion is.
Yeah.
And Storm was great, but like even Storm, I'm not gonna say got stale. Well, yeah, got stale after a while because it was just the same thing.
Yeah.
You gotta give me more. And the thing that was so great about Storm 4 was, it had all of the great, gameplay aspects that they had built up throughout that series, as well as a massive roster. That's fantastic. But Demon Slayer does not have that right now. Like, it doesn't even have a huge roster of characters. I don't even think if you go all the way through the manga, there's a massive roster of characters. I mean, there's enough,
some.
but like,
yeah,
I don't think you're getting more than 50.
But
whereas, Naruto had like 100,
hundreds.
150.
Yeah. And that's not even necessarily like good. You don't need
No, you don't.
100 characters. That's proven by Dragon Ball Fighters. I mean, they kind of got bloated, but if
At
we're
the
talking
beginning,
about
it wasn't.
anime games, what you're looking for a proper experience that can have some longevity is a game like Dragon Ball Fighters. I'm saying let ArcSys make all your anime games.
That's honestly, let ArcSys make a Jump Force style game and let them make a Fighters style game with the same IPs, like, all the Shonen Jump characters.
Yeah.
Just do those and then put DLC rosters on them.
Yeah.
And then you do the rosters in different orders. So like on the Jump Force one, like Hisoka's in DLC Pack 1, but on the Fighters one, Dio's in DLC Pack 1. And then like Dio shows up in Pack 3 over here and Hisoka's in like Pack 2 over here. You get what I'm saying? Like, so people would be excited about the characters, and then like if you get, you'd be like, oh, Dio is really good in this game. I'm curious to see how he plays in this one. Or like, Jotaro sucks in this one. Let's hope they can give him some love in this one. Although they're not gonna make Jotaro suck in a game. You get what I'm saying, though?
Yeah. And God, I'm half joking about letting ArcSys make all the anime fighting games.
I'm not.
But what the like actual thing here is, half of the appeal of anime, and I hate to just be talking about that in general, is just how goofy it is. It's so ridiculous, over the top, just action. Let people do goofy nonsense shenanigans. Like,
Yeah.
you can make anime games. If you are gonna like make the multiplayer an afterthought, don't do it. Focus on the main gameplay. Make it an awesome adventure game, because we see how big a lot of these, like, I'm saying like AAA games, but like God of War, Breath of the Wild, Mario Odyssey types.
why are we not just making like Devil May Cry type beats for
Yes.
anime games? You know, like if you're gonna just go spectacle fighter, just make it where I don't even need to think about it. I can just sit back and be like, holy shit, I'm doing some cool stuff.
Yeah.
You know, like
And not to say you can't make anime fighting games, but can we get some variety?
no.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, seriously, like. All right, so variety. What are we thinking here? Because I'm trying to think like what else you could do 800,000 dating sims.
You could make it a
Um,
rhythm game. I don't care.
could make a rhythm game.
Anime rhythm game. Yeah, you can make it anime platforming game. I don't even like. I don't know
Card
what these are
games.
for card games. There's so many. There's a ton of different options. The point is, making generic anime fighting games will get you sales because the fans of the game will buy it. I don't know if that'll
And
ever
then they'll
run
hate
out.
it.
And
But
yeah,
like, here's the thing. Can we just? Here's my main point. Stop making bad anime games. If you're gonna keep making anime games, make one of them good. At least one.
well, I think we've spoken our piece on that. But speaking of bad games, the next can you look up the date for this? House of Ashes from the
October 22nd. Didn't even have to look. I remembered seeing it earlier.
nice is coming out on October 22nd. That is from the Dark Picture anthology series who made oh god, what
Until Dawn.
Until Dawn. That's their biggest
Man
title.
of Medan.
Man of Medan.
And I was about to say, I can't say all of their games are bad because I really, really, really enjoyed Until Dawn.
Yeah, and that's fair. But I think the issue with it is Until Dawn was cool and kind of unique. I didn't enjoy it like a ton. I thought it was fun for a while. But then repeating the same thing with Man of Medan, I think there was another one before this as well. And more than likely repeating it with House of Ashes, you get stale after a while. The stories aren't like super interesting, especially
That's
House
fair.
of Ashes. We watched the reveal during one of the Bandai events. They showed off exclusively House of Ashes, and let me tell you, the story did not look great. Not just me being picky, but the fact that they were like, "Oh yeah, we're in Iraq. We're out in the middle of the desert, and there's monsters here. Like, are y'all really choosing to do there are monsters out in Iraq as your story? Because that's a little bit rough."
It's yeah, this is something you should avoid, I would think.
Yeah.
to say the least.
So since I don't personally have a lot of faith in that game, I don't think this type of game mixed with that plot is going to lead anywhere where I want to be. I don't want to poke it with a 30-foot stick.
You know what I do have high hopes for, and I think could be a lot of fun? Mario Party Superstars. It's just been a while since we've had a good Mario Party game come out. Because wasn't the last one shit?
I don't even remember. I think
I'm gonna be honest, I don't remember either. I remember
here's
playing it for a little bit.
the
but not
main
being impressed.
deal with Mario Party is Nintendo, right?
Okay.
And that's a very blanket statement that can be thrown over almost any Nintendo game. It's the biggest problem with this game is Nintendo. Say it was Smash Bros. But the fact that Mario Party isn't out on PC is a tragedy. And that can be said
really
for a
is
lot
a
of
joke.
games from Nintendo. They won't release on PC, but they completely should. I have a Switch, but not a lot of people that I play games with have a Switch. And so if I'm getting Mario Party, then and I want to play it, I might have friends over. I mean, right now it's not exactly the best time to be bringing a bunch of people over, but if you give me good online capabilities, which with a game like Mario Party, it's not like you have to worry about lag too much. Like in the mini games, sure, but even then, it's not a big deal. Good online capabilities and the population of PC, your game goes
Why
crazy.
are you not? That's just money that they're choosing to not make. Why?
Like maybe they just don't
Y'all
know
got it. Like, don't act like y'all don't have the shit to the resources to put the game on PC.
Yeah.
You got it. Y'all got the money, bro. You're Nintendo. Stop. What y'all
Literally,
hurting for cash?
the owners of the biggest IP in the entire world, Pokemon, won't put the Pokemon games on PC, stopping every Pokemon fan project that's on PC, stopping every fan project in general. Looking at you, Metroid. There was, I forget what the name of it is, but there was such a big Metroid fan project that Nintendo just pointed a gun at. It's Nintendo.
Why y'all
is a
don't like
problem.
money?
Why don't they like their fans?
Okay, you're right. You're right. Why do y'all like money more than your fans? Well, I guess okay. I get it, but like, why don't you like your fans?
It's just, it's annoying because Mario Party has so much potential. It's so much fun. We went back and played that joint on Dolphin.
Yes.
We all own legal copies of the game, by the way. But we went
Yes.
back and played that joint on Dolphin.
But the point stands, why should I be having to go back and play on Dolphin? Shouldn't you have a Mario Party out today that's good?
And
You
easy
would
to
think.
play, accessible.
One would think.
God, it's just Mario Party. It's such a simple thing. You can see it from like the success of like Jackbox. Those party games. It's so easy. You release that joint on PC, and every single one of those sells like hotcakes.
Absolutely.
And everybody loves them. And same
When's
thing
the
would
last
happen
time
with Mario Party.
Jackbox was hurting
Right.
for money? Come on. When's the last time somebody a Jackbox dropped and everybody in the reviews is just like, oh, this game sucks. Like, there's no good mini games on this Jackbox. It don't happen. Because they know, like, all right, what's up? We will stream Jackbox like sometime this week.
Speaking of, if you're not subbed to us or follow to us at all on Twitch, you don't gotta sub. The content's free. We would appreciate it, but you can see our links right below. We'd appreciate if you go follow us on Twitch. Like we said, we'll be streaming Jackbox soon. We're playing Nintendo All Stars as well. But
Nick All-Stars. And while we're here in the plug, yeah, you did. While we're here in the plug section of the stage, just go ahead and like and subscribe to this video and channel as well. Just while we're here, everybody hates this part of the video, but might as well knock it out all at once.
Listen, we were just talking about Nintendo. That's why I had that slip. Freud, what a bitch.
No, it's fine. It's fine because Nintendo actually sets me up for my next segue. Let's talk about something that they did very, very right. That is Metroid Dread.
Ooh.
Man, I have been looking for a new Metroidvania type beat, and I have not found one that I have enjoyed. Like, I played some Hollow Knight, and it was fun. It just didn't grip me like it did some others. I played a little Dead Cells, same story. I tried to find the ancient roguelikes. They were fun, but just wasn't quite the same. But Metroid Dread. Well, by the way, I did go back and play some more Castlevania Symphony of the Night. That one still holds up. That is still... Anyway, but today, Metroid Dread, they have done it, man. I feel like they have made a perfect Metroidvania. You would think so, since, they're half of the genre namesake. You would think they know what they're doing. But they've just shown that if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah.
It's all of the charm of classic Metroid, but it's just got a shiny new coat of paint. And that works.
Yeah, 100%. I was going to say, just from a visual standpoint, this is top 3 easily one of the best looking Switch games there is. This game looks...
What are the other two? Breath of the Wild?
Breath of the Wild looks great. It's super stylized. This one, I mean, it's not too stylized, but it looks fantastic. And, I mean, I don't want to just be like all the big games, but Mario Odyssey also looked great. I wager to say Dread might just look the best.
I haven't seen too much of Odyssey, but Dread does look very, very, very good. Like, if you didn't tell me any differently, I would think this was a PS4, PS5 game,
Yeah, 100%. Visually, it's incredible. I've been watching some stuff on it earlier, and everybody and their mom is saying this is incredible. You can see on screen right now from IGN, it got a 9. And they talk about how it is just an incredible sequel that we've been waiting for. I mean, I was streaming the direct where they announced it, and the hype in the chat is bigger than any Smash Direct I've ever seen. Metroid fans have been waiting for this for a while.
And to be honest, it looks like it was absolutely worth the wait. From what I'm seeing, I'm just, I tuned over to somebody's stream right now. Metroid fans are eating. Honestly, this shit looks incredible. Like, and again, it's just somebody who's been wanting a new Metroidvania style game. This just looks like everything that I want it to be. And I just enjoy whenever, games know what they've got going and they don't go away from it. Like I was telling you about this, Dragon Quest 11, 11S does a great job of like all of the old school JRPG mechanics that brought them, their success and what they've got now. They don't go away from that. They just spruce it up and make it look prettier.
Yeah.
And that in and of itself, I feel like does well. Like I said, if it's not broke, leave it alone.
Yeah. So Dread, super big success. Maybe this means Nintendo won't wait 20 years to release a sequel to it.
Cap.
But speaking of sequels, another game that came out today is Far Cry 6. And I haven't played this. In fact, I haven't played a single Far Cry game. I haven't touched the series, but it looks fun.
All right, and here's my beef. Some people might call me a hater, whatever. I feel like Far Cry will be fun for about 10 to 20 hours, and it's probably like a 60 to 70 hour game. I haven't played as much of the Far Cry series as some. I played a little bit of 2, and it was hyped up to me before I touched it. I was told it was one of the best games ever, and I think 3 had just come out at the time, but my friend was like, no, you got to play 2. You got to play 2. So I go play 2. Admittedly, I did have fun. I was enjoying it. I think that was the one where you were like fighting malaria the whole time. The malaria got annoying as shit, but it was a fun mechanic. It was just like a thing. But I just felt like after a while, I kind of got bored because I'm not gonna say doing the same. Yeah, doing the same thing. You feel like you're doing the same thing the whole time, and it's just kind of repetitive. And then I played 3 or 4 for a little bit, but not much. And then I played Primal for a while. I put some time into Primal, but I couldn't even beat it because it got so stale. By the time I got towards the end game, I was just like, I don't care enough to go forward. Like it's alright, but like it was just alright, like.
And so you can see on screen right now, IGN gave this one an 8. And from what we looked around, it looks like the consensus is around the same, that this game is fun. It is a Far Cry game, so it's going to do well. So they smoothed out a few things that players have had problems with, but they also introduced a few things that players have been saying it's just kind of an annoying addition to the game that is unnecessary, which is, it's understandable if you want to try new things, and sometimes they flop, but I mean, same thing we were talking about before. If it ain't broke,
smash it with a hammer, I guess.
Yeah. You need to destroy that joint. Speaking of games that are broke, Back for Blood is going to be releasing soon, and we have had an experience with Back for Blood. We tried to play the beta multiple times, and we never once got into a single actual game.
I got into one game of multiplayer by myself, but I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't have any of my guys there, and so I left in like 2 minutes. Yeah. I mean, it seemed like it could have been fun if I had people to talk to.
Yeah.
Back for Blood. Listen, this is almost in the same vein I was talking about. Metroid Dread's what we've been waiting for with new Metroidvania. We've been waiting on a new Left 4 Dead. Back for Blood, you are right there. But you gotta open that door, my guy. You gotta let the guys in. We're gonna give it another shot because it's coming day 1 to Game Pass. So we're definitely gonna,
Yeah. We will give it a fair shake on release because I think that's only fair. I mean, it's a beta, of course, so there's gonna be problems. But we saw, everybody else looked like they were playing it. Some people were having problems. but we just could not. We had 4 people, so we had the setup because that's what you want from a Left 4 Dead now Back 4 Blood type game. Is
Right.
you want 4 friends going goober mode fighting zombies.
Yes.
And
You
the
want the
fact that we
squad
couldn't
deep.
get into a game together is enough for me to say I do not want this game on my hard drive.
That's fair. But Game Pass is enough for me to say, well,
Yeah.
it's free.
Yeah.
I'll give it the shot.
Exactly. We're going to give it a shake, and we will talk about that post release on the episode that comes out after that, and give you guys an update. So look out for that. But right now, cannot say I recommend buying Back 4 Blood until after you see some reviews, or if you have access to Game Pass, which we're not sponsored by Microsoft, but let's be honest, is a fantastic deal. Especially if you haven't played a lot of the games that are on there. Then just look out for that. That's not something I would recommend. Other than that, one last game I want to talk about, and we got some differing opinions on this, is January 22nd, I believe. Elden Ring will be coming out on most platforms. I know PC, I'm sure PS4 and Xbox. I doubt Switch. I mean, I don't know. Either way, if you have seen my content, if you have watched me stream, you've seen me stream Dark Souls, potentially with Frank. I'm a big fan of the Dark Souls series and FromSoft games.
You know? I am not.
And Frank has had a difficult time with these games in a few ways. And so I am completely excited about Elden Ring. I'm sure if anybody who heard Elden Ring and they perked up, that you've heard all the news. We don't even need to talk about it. There's a lot of stuff that they've announced for this game, different changes, new mechanics, the way that the world works, and the style of game it is in the first place is very different than a lot of the Souls games. And I'm excited for it. But Frank might be on another boat.
Yeah, man, I can't say I'm looking forward to this. And I told you I would play it. I plan to do so, but nah, those games are not my jam. They are not. They are not. Also, this would be a great spot to like insert some gameplay of just me getting folded in Dark Souls, just so you know.
Yeah.
Those games, we have an interesting relationship. It was really cool to have a game that actually let me like be a pyromancer and feel like, you know, a fire god just throwing suns at people. That was really cool. That was fantastic. I will give them their flowers on that. They made me feel like I was a guy who was based on throwing fire, and I did so well. They had really good boss design. Pretty good music. My list of gripes with the game, everything else.
I mean,
pretty much it.
There's a lot of things. Dark Souls is a very punishing game when it comes to dying. You know, losing your souls.
Very clunky gameplay wise.
It does have a lot of like issues. You know, with like the game is sometimes it feels like it's made by monkeys.
But so you can't look me in my face and tell me that game is not clunky. Like,
listen, I personally enjoy the way that it feels, but I can see that it has its flaws for sure. And hopefully those are worked out with Elden Ring. Sekiro, I mean, was a completely different style of game, but highly praised, completely like super challenging.
I played a bit of Sekiro. I enjoyed Sekiro. So if Dark Souls goes more Sekiro, or not Dark Souls, if Elden Ring goes more Sekiro than Dark Souls, then we can have words.
Yeah.
But if it goes more Dark Souls, then we can have hands.
and there's a few things. One thing I do want to specifically bring up, and I don't know how big of a feature this will be, but they showed it off, is stealth. Stealth is now an actual thing in the game. We have never seen stealth in a Dark Souls game.
Oh, no.
Wait, what are you upset about that?
Week 1 stealth invaders.
Oh, well, okay, so here's the other thing. You cannot,
we're not going to know how to find them.
You cannot be invaded unless you are playing multiplayer.
We're going to be playing multiplayer, correct?
Yeah, we will be. But if they're stealthing, and we're invaded, I feel like there's options to deal with it. I feel like Dark Souls, every single game, they've been slowly giving advantages to the host, and we'll see how it goes in Elden Ring. But I feel like it won't be too big of a deal, especially in an open world like that. You probably will just be able to out evade an invader. But the important part about that is a lot of the difficulty with Dark Souls comes from dying to a boss and then trying to make your way back to that boss and then losing your souls. With the implementation of stealth, there's potential that you could just stealth your way back through an area.
Just walk back in.
Yeah, walk back into the boss room, get your souls back, and that's just another free attempt. And honestly, I don't mind that. I don't mind just being able to just rush the boss without too many problems, because if you die to a boss in Dark Souls and you immediately rush it, there's a chance you just get bulldozed by some enemies that round a corner.
Yeah.
Stealth might mitigate that problem a little bit. It might be another option for other players, depending on how it's implemented. It looks like you could even, it wasn't just stealth to avoid enemies, but even to engage with them. Like stealth behind an enemy for a free backstab and stuff like that. So
we'll see how it goes, because we know the backstab hitbox is still going to be. Anyway.
Yeah. So Elden Ring is, for me, what I'm most excited for on this list of games we talked about. Everything else, to be honest, it's a mixed bag. Maybe.
There's not much that I'm excited about coming up right this moment, I don't think. Like, the stuff we talked about, I'm almost excited. No, I'm not. I was supposed to say almost excited for Demon Slayer.
Yeah, it's more concern.
Yeah, it's more concern. Darkest Dungeon 2 is coming out, but I can't say I'm like full on excited for that. Metroid Dread, we'd said that, but it's gonna be a while before I have an opportunity to play that, I assume.
Yeah.
There's not a lot that really just tickles my fancy. I'm lying.
Okay.
Bryce, how could we forget that? How could we omit Nerf Legends?
Okay.
On the horizon.
Don't forget about Nerf Legends.
I'm sleep. NASCAR 21 Ignition is on the way too. And Super Robot Wars 30. Bro, never mind.
Okay.
There's plenty to be excited about on the horizon.
In the
The
near
Unliving,
future.
Angry Alligator, Sword and Fairy 7. Bitch, stop playing with me.
And we aren't talking about it now, but there's some games coming out in the medium future that look fantastic that we are dying to play. We'll talk about those in another episode, though. For right now, this has been the Hitstun podcast. Thank you for joining us. You've been grabbed and then up aired, and we will see you guys next time.